In the heart of the Gulf, a meeting unfolds, quiet, calculated, and historically symbolic. The city of Doha, known for its diplomatic neutrality and regional ambition, plays host once again to a moment that may shape the future of the Middle East. Here, under the gleaming lights of a summit hall, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman meets with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. The handshake is brief, the cameras unblinking. There are no grand statements, only nods, glances, and a silence heavy with history. For years, these two nations have stood at ideological odds. Riyadh and Tehran, capitals of Sunni and Shia power blocs, have played out their rivalries not just through rhetoric, but on the battlefields of Yemen, the streets of Baghdad, and the strategic straits of the Persian Gulf. But today, necessity speaks louder than legacy. The emergency Arab-Islamic summit, hastily convened in response to Israel's latest offensive against Hamas in Gaza, has drawn regional leaders to Doha. The violence has reignited tensions across the Islamic world, and the images emerging from Gaza have stirred public outrage, political posturing, and renewed calls for unity among Muslim nations. It is in this context that Mohammed bin Salman and Masoud Pezeshkian find themselves face to face, not in a formal bilateral state visit, but in the quiet margins of a broader gathering. A sideline meeting, yes, but with centre stage implications. This is Pezeshkian's first major regional engagement since assuming office. Considered a reformist and pragmatist, he enters the political arena with a mandate to open doors within Iran and beyond. His presence here in Doha is not only diplomatic but symbolic. Iran, once isolated, is signalling a desire to re-enter dialogue with its neighbours. For the Saudi Crown Prince, the stakes are equally high. Vision 2030, his ambitious transformation plan for Saudi Arabia, hinges on regional stability. Economic diversification, tourism, and foreign investment do not thrive amid missiles and uncertainty. And so, despite decades of distrust, both sides have reasons to talk, to explore, at the very least, the contours of cooperation, or more realistically, coexistence. The meeting itself is carefully choreographed. Officials from both delegations sit quietly. Cameras are allowed only for a moment. The footage, devoid of sound, speaks through body language alone. A nod, a slight lean forward, a subtle smile. Diplomacy, after all, is often written in gestures, not words. Just 2 years ago, such a meeting would have been unthinkable. In 2016, diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran collapsed after protesters stormed the Saudi embassy in Tehran. The fallout rippled through the region, hardening lines and deepening sectarian fractures. Then, in 2023, came a surprise. In a deal brokered not by Washington or Brussels, but by Beijing, the two sides agreed to restore ties. It was a bold move, signalling not just rapprochement, but a shifting global order. China's involvement underscored what many analysts had long observed. The Middle East is recalibrating, and global power dynamics are in flux. No longer tethered solely to Western capitals, the region is looking east and inward. This meeting in Doha builds on that momentum. Beyond Gaza, other files loom large. The ongoing war in Yemen, where Saudi and Iranian proxies have bled for years. The situation in Lebanon, where Hezbollah, an Iranian ally, continues to challenge the political balance. And the waters of the Gulf, where military provocations still pose a threat to global oil routes. Could this meeting signal a willingness to address these concerns jointly? Or is it merely a diplomatic photo op? A show of unity in a moment of shared outrage? Sources close to the summit suggest that discussions were both frank and forward-looking. While no formal joint statement was issued, both sides acknowledged the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the need for a united Muslim response. This, too, is significant. The Palestinian cause has long been a point of rhetorical unity across the Islamic world. But in practice, divisions have often prevailed. Some nations have normalized relations with Israel, while others, like Iran, continue to frame themselves as steadfast opponents. For Saudi Arabia, the path forward is delicate. Talks around normalization with Israel were reportedly nearing a breakthrough before the Gaza conflict reignited. Now, the kingdom must balance its strategic ambitions with its leadership role in the Islamic world, and with public opinion that remains deeply sympathetic to the Palestinian plight. Iran, on the other hand, sees the crisis as a chance to reassert its regional influence, but it too faces domestic and international pressures. economic sanctions, internal dissent, and a shifting global energy landscape have all forced Tehran to reconsider its posture. In this light, the meeting in Doha is less about solving problems and more about managing them.